Hello and good evening to one and all, and welcome back to the second episode of Sportanic Sports Redefined Season 2. And today we have with us Mr. Aashir Vahidy, who is a leading the media cell for Cricket Holikpk. Welcome to the show, sir, and how are you feeling right now?
I'm very good. Thank you so much for giving a nice introduction about me and the Cricket Holikpk.
And how was your fast, man? How was your Ramzan going on? About?
Ramzan is going good, Alhamdulillah, and everything seems going under the proper ways as it should be.
Okay, well, it's great to hear that. Okay, sir, as you know that recently, first of all, I would just ask a comment about how did you feel when Babar Azam scored a ton last evening? That was like whole of the Pakistan was on their feet to congratulate Babar Azam.
I was on the on my feet, but unfortunately, I was driving at that time when he was getting his 100, so I was not able to catch that moment at that time. But when I caught that moment and saw the celebration he did, it was fantastic. It's so good to see the player of his caliber doing this kind of thing, finishing the game for the Pakistan, that which has been very important for him and his career. And yeah, as a skipper, you need to lead from the front, and he did that yesterday.
Well, I was just coming to that question as well because we haven't seen Babar Azam finishing the games for Pakistan. We have seen him scoring centuries and all that stuff. That was quite norm for him, but he was not a good finisher. So, are we into the era of Babar Azam 2.0 from this year onwards?
I would say so because he looks a bit different in the Peshawar Zalmi games as well. The way he scored the century in the Peshawar Zalmi um, in the PSL game. So I would say so that this is the beginning that he should have been looking for. Because I have seen that guy doing nets all the time, doing hardcore trainings all the time, and he's always one of those who's willing to improve himself rather than taking the criticism and going into the shell. He's someone who gets out of the shell very easily, so that's a very good thing about it.
Well, coming to that fact, we heard Aruj Mumtaz last evening. She asked one of the questions from Babar Azam that what was that celebration all about, and he was like, "That keh bhi sakte hain." We can say that. So
Yeah.
coming to that fact, Pakistan has been under the pump from the journalism, not only in Pakistan but also in abroad as well. We saw in 2017-18, I guess, when Pakistan went to Australia, there was one of the prominent cricketers. They said Pakistan should go back and improve their cricket. So Pakistan has been under the media pressure, not only in Pakistan but also across the globe. So, as a media person yourself, what do you think? How is the impact of this kind of stuff happens to be in Pakistan cricket?
Well, the person, as you see, media, right? Media could be
Yeah,
inclusive. Media is inclusive of not only written things. Media is
yeah,
inclusive of videos, pictures. If I go into the literal definition of media, right?
yeah, yeah.
Other than that, there is another term that we use for those people who are reporters. So we use them as journalism. So once we do break down the word journalism, then we go into journal. Journal means
Yeah.
that you're recording something. It could be either
Exactly.
in the written form, in the audio form, in the video form, in the camera form. All those things comes under the journalism. And let me tell you something. The journalist job is not to just show the positive sides of the
Yeah.
positive side of the apple. It shows the rotten side as well.
Hmm.
So sometimes our journalists do cross the lines. Okay,
Yeah.
they while trying to show the negative side of the you know while trying to degrading the people. They don't need to degrade a player. They need to degrade his skills or what
Yeah.
is the capabilities that he is or she is missing in terms of
Hmm.
his sport. That is not just for the Pakistan cricket. That is for the any kind of sports. You can take a look at the NBA as well, like the way Raptors play sometime. uh,
Hmm.
the Toronto media goes, wild on them, right? But
Yeah.
they are the one who gives them the best of the best respect when they are playing good, right?
Yep.
So media is someone who's supposed to be the 13th man of this, not the 12th man,
Whole
I would
stuff.
say.
Yeah. the
13th
team,
best of the playing 11. Yes.
Yeah. So, but yeah, the 13th man, as you said. But in case of Pakistan, we normally see much more kind of negative impact that has been pushed onto the team, which is not necessary in some cases. Yeah, we can understand. Yeah, like recently, if I go back to an example that is taken from the Pakistani media, is that Babar Azam led this team to one of the Asia Cup finals and then also to the World Cup final. But he was questioned about his captaincy, and he was rather ridiculed even for this, for his bad captaincy and for losing those finals. If we look back, Pakistan last played an ICC final that was way back in 2017. So we can't say, or we as a as a cricket lover, we don't really see, if we see that records, we see that Pakistan were runner-ups in the two of the tournaments. How can we question a captain on this behalf? And that is a kind of negative
So
thing. Yeah,
if there is a negative way of saying this, the word you that just say that how can we ridicule a captain like that, or there is a positive way, or the way that it should be said in the neutral way, not the neutral way that we heard about anything else, but the neutral way of the actual neutral way. uh is that what went wrong. We need to think
yeah,
about what went wrong instead of this person is doing this thing wrong. Your job
yeah,
is to try to identify what is going wrong, but
exactly.
your job is not to tell them what is wrong, is to help them identify the wrong.
Well, exactly. And coming to the international media, I'll just, we need to compare and we need to learn if there is something that we can deal with or make them better as well. Even for ourselves, we are in this kind of, we are in this family of the media family. So we can also learn and we can also gather the information internationally. Coming to that, England. If we see them before, even before or after the 2015 World Cup, they were really bashed and thrashed out of the W or the World Cup, and they were totally,
I'm gonna cut. I'm gonna cut you off here, Josefa. But when the international media or England media, for example, you just told me, when they
yeah,
do even the negative criticism, their players go ahead and then take it as a positive way of building their self.
yep,
They didn't go into the depression, and they didn't go into the they didn't break themselves up because someone is saying that something wrong because of that. They took things positively from there on, and
yeah,
they worked their way up, and then they were crowned champion for the 2019 World Cup. But again, we do have it's not the England and Pakistan culture are not same. Okay,
same, yeah,
so the I have seen myself like how the work culture of Canada works and then how the culture of Pakistan works. What I'm
hmm,
expecting in Canada, and if I'm expecting the same thing in Pakistan, then
that,
it doesn't work the same way.
yeah, it won't be
All right.
possible even.
So even for the case of media, I would still do give them a bit of here and there, but I
Space,
have seen
you
a lot.
give it some space
I,
because
I have
media.
I have seen a lot of media now being controlled by the people instead of
So, okay,
them
just
controlling
I just
anyone.
add up a question here. Add up a question here. Like you just said, media controlled by the people. So it's kind of
Mhm.
a spicy one, but how can you elaborate this thing? Because
So
this is a question. This is a question that cooks up in a lot of minds. So I hope that you just answer them all together today.
I'm not gonna say names, okay? But I have seen people that have been, on the one side of same person, and at the after 1 to 2 hour, they are talking shit about that person, right?
I
So
can
if
get that.
the opinions do not change just in an hour, right?
Mm.
Or opinions doesn't change, over something that you said in 2017, and if the person is doing the same thing in 2019, you would change your opinion. No, if the thing is, you have to be understood that if you are getting something is wrong, then it is wrong for everyone. It is
Yeah,
not wrong for one person to person, it is not wrong for the person to another person. And unfortunately, I am going to say that the fan club of many Pakistani players
yeah.
have lost their tolerance as well. So
Yes,
if you
it's
say
very
even a
visible. It's very
positive,
visible.
po- like I do not tweet, I do not make YouTube videos because of that. I'm gonna say myself, okay? Because I have stopped making those because if I say one thing, oh, Babar Azam did not play well today because of this reasons, and I'm giving them
You
the ideological reason, they would say like, how can you even say
like
the name of Babar Azam
you
with the being wrong on the
will
wrong
come under
side?
the pump. Yeah, you will come under the pump. So that is
So
what.
I it's so there is the extremism of with because we all love cricket, right? So I just hope that the comment section did not blow up after what I said, and if someone from the Babar Azam fan club was listening, I'm just giving Babar Azam as an example. I would give the same example for Sarfraz Ahmed's fan. I would give same thing as for Rizwan's fan. I would give same thing for Shaheen Shafridi's fan. These four are
These
the
have
heavy
their set. Yeah,
heavyweights of the Pakistan cricket team right now, right? So these are the four fan clubs that we are having, and Naseem Shastran. So same thing for them.
that's that's kind of very scheduled fan club right now. It's not on the bigger stage on the bigger screen, right? But
Um,
yeah,
I have tried to convey my message to Naseem for through different channels is to please try to focus on cricket rather than these fans. So these fans will not be helpful when it comes to the performance and everything. So I do hope see he's in the benches right now. I really don't like the way he's being benched out. But we have a very good bowler in Zaman Khan right there. But I do
yeah,
hope that he can make a good comeback. Especially he didn't have a very good season of PSL. Uh,
mm,
you can say he did not have a good partner, bowling partner. Hasnan was injured or something like that. That is a different story. But
mm.
he himself, the way he went into Quetta Gladiators team, he did not live up to their expectations.
Yeah, exactly. But if you just told that he was not having that kind of support from the other end, and that can be one of the bigger reasons because of why he didn't perform well. But as you as we're talking this into the fan clubs, do you really think that in Pakistan, especially, if we go back to the past, right? For example, Shahid Afridi was the one who had the biggest fan club, not only in Pakistan but also across the globe. But he was the one who was not affected by whole of this process. But today, if we see, like for example, players like Shaheen Shafridi or maybe Babar Azam or Rizwan and all, uh, do you really think that today's players are way different than the players we had in the past? For example, Shahid Afridi or Abdul Razak or maybe Misbah Ulhaq as well, because Misbah had two separate bases. He had one was his fan club and the other was his the haters club, but he was as calm as a cucumber and he didn't take the toll of it. So, what is the comparison for you in today's player or players from the past, maybe 10 years back?
So let me tell you one thing. As you are aware, Green Team is the Sportanic's sister company, right? So I was
Yeah.
you know, their Green Team groups member. Okay, Green Team.
Mhm.
I started from being member to admin and everything from the Green Team.
Yeah.
Green Team is my beginning point, not the end point, but hopefully, um, we all work for one company and then the other one. So in
Exactly.
the same way, I worked for the Green Team company, and I did see how Shahid Afridi's and Misbah ul Haq's fan club used to cheat. So we used to have a lot of we used to have people being banned, people being muted, people being removed from the group because of those reasons. So I was one of the people who put in that policy that even if you start these kind of comparison for no reason, then we will have you removed. That's it, because it
Hmm.
was enough and it's enough. Because it depends on the literacy rate of the
Of the
country,
member of the people, yeah.
as well, because
Yeah,
our literacy rate is not very good. Okay, I am not
unfortunately.
saying because unfortunately I'm not someone who's very literal, but I do have that much tameez and respect,
Tolerance. Yeah, the
the
patience.
tolerance especially, that I can take one's opinion and then put it into another box, and then if I like it, I like
Move
it.
on.
If I don't like
Yeah,
it,
it's
just
better to move on.
okay, it was your opinion, I respect that, and those are the things that I would say. But Shaheen Shah Afridi, Mohammad Rizwan, Babar Azam, they got fan clubs nowadays, and the fan clubs are working on their aesthetic videos. Fan clubs are working on their, you know, different
Even I
kind,
think
awkward
I
kind
do
of
the video actually.
hugs, awkward kind of, smile. These are the things that they have admired about. So
Well,
in
are you mentioning about the event that happened last night?
which Imad Wasim and Babar Azam is different thing. It's a different story because that is, two different people who were having,
They had the
it
differences,
was a
that was
they had
required.
a difference and it was very public, right?
Yeah,
Imad said something about Babar. Babar took it, but did not respond much. But he did, show his side that if I was the Karachi's coach, then I would have told them what to do, right? So he did
yeah,
give the response back as well. That he had some, which I will not give you the full insight of the story of Imad and Babar because I do know the what happened there. Um, but yeah, uh, thank God they are back together because they have been together since under 19 days. And then if you
yeah.
remember, then they also played for Islamabad. Both of them were used to play in 2015-16. They both used to play in Islamabad together as well before
Yeah,
coming into Pakistan team. And
that's
then
what.
Virat Kohli also admitted that he wouldn't have known Babar, he wouldn't have talked or he wouldn't have spoke with Babar Azam until or unless Imad had introduced him to it.
Yeah,
So
that is why
so
that was required.
that
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 these
that is a
players.
that is the kind of bond they had until Imad got married. Since then, eh,
Okay.
Babar Azam is saying that Imad doesn't come out of the hotel rooms anymore and stuff like that in the HVL PSL shows. So that could be the reason that
Okay, that
that is one of the
that
reason
is that is pretty private for them for that side. You will not just
that
go
is
into that.
that is just
Yeah,
on the lighter note.
on a lighter note. Yeah. So, uh, okay, we know India is the 13th man of a playing 11, and yes, they are. So, when the team actually steps on the field, what actually the team media manager, actually does for the team, and how is, like, for example, majority of our players, they do have the problems of speaking English, including our captain as well. So, this is kind of a thing that the media managers actually deal, or is there something else that
So
they also maybe, yeah,
so media managers are not something somehow dealing these kind of stuff more exclusively on that right in the beginning because captain do have a bit of now hold of English. Otherwise he would have taken the team manager, whoever the team
yeah,
manager is. You would take him to the toss, and then if there is no interpreter available. But other than that, what we do see from either if it's Ibrahim Badis, Pakistan cricket team manager, ex cricket team manager, now Lahore Qalandars team manager, media manager, and now SN Iftikhar Nagi, what they do bring closer the Pakistan cricket team and the normal public. So
and
what
the
they do
fans, right?
is and fans
Yeah.
and the first job he does is usually he gives out the uh, like the pictures, videos of their training right before the matches start. And then the good thing is that the PCB have a very good social media team now as well.
Yeah,
Uh,
that is
they are
commendable.
not the permanent member, but whenever they are under contract, either Abdullah Haj Javed, that he takes care of the design graphic designing, and then Sujesh Khan, she's one of the best to to make sure that people are attached because they have been fans to themselves as well, right? So they do make
Hmm.
sure that fans get the across all the social media. And the media manager, what he does, there is a WhatsApp media group, so he does send playing 11s of the game right at the toss time from the both team. So this is what the media
Oh,
managers are making sure that has been done at the toss time. And then as the match goes out, if there is any injury, any update like this, they do give it out in the media groups right away. And they are very nice people. I have met with all of them almost. So when you do go out to them and then you do talk to them, uh, they are very nice to respond. But yes,
mhm.
there is always some even no one is perfect, right? So
Yeah,
there are some good qualities and bad qualities in every department of every game. So the same way media does have some lacking. Sometimes the a news gets out easily, very easily. Most
mhm.
of us knew before anyone else would have known. Uh, what was happening in the Pakistan squad, what could be Pakistan's possible squad if Babar Azam was sitting in out and everything in the especially in the Afghanistan tour. Najam Sethi did not come out until he was announcing the squad.
Well,
It was 2 to 3 days that something should have been stopped there. He or media management under the Sam Burney did not stop there. So that is something, I wish that it could have, usually it is
that's the
not
one.
hard for them to write down a press release showing that the Babar Azam is our captain and we will be announcing the squad other than the Babar Azam. And then these are things should have not been, people make their speculation and then one media group was happy that Babar got picked, one media group did not. They were happy. The more they were happy because the other media group was giving the news that Babar Azam is not going to get picked. So that's why it create chaos between, like, it creates city-wise rivalry, which is not even needed. Babar Azam doesn't belong to Karachi. Karachi doesn't belong to Babar Azam. Babar Azam belongs to Lahore. Lahore does have a good people in there. Karachi does have a very good, very experienced seasoned
Yeah,
campaigner such as Majid Bhai, Wahid
no
Bhai,
doubt.
and
They
all
they are
those
one of the pioneers. They are the pioneers of the
pioneers of
media,
sports journalism,
the sports journalism in Pakistan. Definitely, that is something. So,
especially
like,
Mirza Iqbal Beg.
yeah, he is one of the legends of this field. Actually, very much respectable. So, okay, coming now, in the kind of the media book is closed, and we come back to as fans. So, how do you feel about Pakistan? They are just they won two. They are on 2-0, and they are moving forward, looking forward to maybe a clean sweep in the series. And what do you feel and how this series is for Pakistan and going into the future as well? What is your thinking of Pakistani squad moving into the World Cup 2023?
Well, if you look into the T20, really doesn't matter at all. Any of the T20 we win, we T20 we lose. Before the series starts, I usually check the prediction table. Like if it's gonna help us improve our ranking, it's not. Even if we win 5-0, we are still gonna stay at number three. We're not gonna go number one. Okay.
But
Uh,
what about the One Day series? We might have
one day
any threat.
series, one day series. Like this was what I'm telling. T20s in ODIs here, ODI World Cup here is like garbage for me right now.
Yeah,
Um, yes, it is a very good platform for those people who want to make their case strong for the ODI and are not in the ODI setup as of yet. So this will definitely make them, give like Imad Wasim is not there, right? He wants to
yeah.
make a case for him that he's ready to play the ODI World Cup. So he needs to
Mm.
show performance here. So that is something these kind of players will enjoy. The good thing is about this management, especially, is that they're not discarding people on the basis of how they look, how they fit in. Like the previous management under the Ramiz Raja did say that we don't have players
There is an interruption of your network, I guess.
we don't have players
I guess.
so this media group PCB board is doing well.
So, can you just repeat what you just said because your connection was disrupted because you were not audible.
Can you hear me now?
It's still the same.
Okay, a bit better now.
Yeah, it's better. It's better. It's much better now.
Okay, so what I was saying that T20 series in ODI World Cup year doesn't make much of a difference.
Uh-huh.
Yes, it does make a very good difference for the revenue, but not for the team's performance. Uh,
But maybe
you
some
know,
personal record.
sorry,
Some personal records.
no, not personal records. For the revenue for the PCB revenue generating would be better than the ODI series or even a Test series. But for me, I feel like you know if if you really want to go into the World Cup, then the five I'm looking forward more towards the five ODI series that we have against New Zealand. That will
Mhm.
be more challenging because
Yeah,
the players have been playing T20s back to back from
back to back.
PSL,
So yeah, they are
Afghanistan,
practicing for that.
and
Yeah,
then Pakistan, New Zealand. Even if it like our big boys did not play in this in the Afghanistan's tour, but they did have good enough practice, and then it was right call to drop them as well.
yeah. It
So
was it was a
I
good take.
it was a very good take
Might
because
might be managed not that well, but yeah, it was a good save to drop them because after they dropped them, actually many, as you said, that speculations were made about Babar Azam being removed and all that stuff. That should have been managed as well. But overall, it was a good call to drop them. But
yeah, it was a very
let me just ask you another good question. That it's like in Ramadan tournaments. I have just like came to know that you also have been managing some Ramadan tournaments. So comparing that to something at league level and to the basic level of Ramadan tournament, how is the routine difference, and how is the difference between the social media management as well?
So the basic aspect, because I was with the Cover Properties team in the Ghani Institute of Ramzan tournament right now, that was happening in Lahore. So I was working with them. The basic routine difference is that um, they don't stay all together, right? They have their own hotel room. Teams come on their own. Sometimes they come in their own accommodation. Like Kamran Akmal would come in his own car and then go away whenever he feels like because he's a senior player of Ghani Institute, right? So the same way, if people who live in Lahore, they would just come in and go. Other than that, and if I compare it to the PSL, because I did not cover the PSL entirely, but I do know how the because I do have some friends in there. I do have some people who are I have been in contact with, so I do know their team environment and the schedule and the routine, how they have to all come in for the breakfast at the similar timings. They have a time slot booked up for them. And then in the Ramadan, you're not eating much or anything, right? So you don't have to care much about those things as well. So anything you want to do, you let the owner know in the Ghani Institute of Tournament, and then he will make sure things happen for you. Like you want to go for after dinner, you want to go somewhere after that. There is no restrictions on you. But when it comes to PSL, then it is Pakistan's president wide security. So you cannot just come out and go out. So you do have to. That is the one of the major difference in there. Other than that, when the player goes out, even if they're playing Ramzan tournament, even if they're playing Gully Mohalla tournament, they would play it. They would play the cricket properly. I saw
And,
that from if I was
and
close to
what about
Irfan, I was close to. Sorry, go ahead.
and what about the graphics? The graphic management and whole this process, whether it's the league level or maybe the local level, because you were telling about the social media team of the Pakistan media team as well. So how
Yeah.
is
So
this kind of
well,
important for engagement?
this is one of the initial things that we have from Cricket Holikpk have started to do. We have started to take care of social media management of you know of the domestic basis league, and then move forward towards the PSL league. This is the plan right now, which you have made
That's
me
great
announce
for
it.
that.
I haven't even announced it through the Cricket Holikpk page, but I'm announcing through your page that we will be taking clients whoever wants to make sure that
Whoever
their
is
social
watching
media
this,
reach.
we have an exclusive announcement for you all.
Yeah,
Best of luck.
we are still in the process of before we launch it, we started with this cover property as an experiment. Okay, this was another
Right.
experiment thing, and then our graphics team did very well as compared to if I do see it as a local club tournament, I did get an appreciation from someone uh, who whom I know and who was involved with the one of the PSL teams. He said that you
Great.
guys are doing a good job. So that is one of the best
Kind
things
of a
for me.
breakthrough for you guys. Well, best of luck for that in the future as well.
Thank you so much.
And okay, then, as we now move into our closing sessions, we do have some questions for you lined up, and I'll ask my director to just open up the fans corner for you. Welcome to the fans corner, and here we have a question from you. Should PCB allow press to ask tough questions and question by the team manager? So, what do you think about it? Tough
So
questions asked from the captain?
I would let the press ask whatever kind of question it is, as long as it is not something that Pemra would censor it, right? As long as it is that kind of explicit, then I would stop it. Other than that, I would let the press, because this is the job they have been getting paid from their
Yeah.
respective news channels, respective whatever. But sometimes press of Pakistan's questions do not make sense. In order to do that, Faizan's suggestion is very good that they could be filtered out. But we as a press, we do not have our question. Especially me, I do not prepare my question from beforehand. That, oh, I'm gonna ask this person this question for sure. No, because that question could have been asked by my colleague before that, right? So
Mm.
you have to act according to that. So there is, you know, I can give one question to them, and then that question, I don't know if the other person is asking the same question or not, right? So
Well,
I do feel that they should be allowed to ask as much as question as they need it, but according to their timing, according to the management, and not according to the seniorities only.
well, thank you for answering our question, and I guess this is it from this session. We do have some interesting things, so if you get some helmet or maybe some kind of player equipment near you, just wear it on as we go move into the brain buster. So be ready to answer some interesting questions. So, as the name suggests, as a part of coming into cricket, Nike actually launched an air zoom Yorker. For what reasons and which sport that was done, if you know?
Yorker tells me that it is cricket.
Answer please. And yes, it is cricket. So, okay, we are done with the first question. Coming to our second one, please. This is the only South African country to make it to the ICC Men's Cricket World Cup semi-finals more than once, and it has three business capitals.
This is a very tough one. So I would guess it could be Zimbabwe.
It, it could be Zimbabwe. Okay, just guess once again. They have produced
Zimbabwe.
they have produced one of the biggest stars in cricket history.
South Africa, they usually choke before that. I did not expect them to be into the semifinals of three events.
Well, that is South Africa. They actually did. They qualified in 2015 as well. That was a bad luck for them not to win that tournament. They were just too hot to handle that in that tournament. So, coming on to our second last segment for you, guess the player, please. So you're gonna get a picture coming onto your screen right away, please. Now,
Gotta be Saeed Anwar.
left-hand batsman wearing Pakistan's 1999 World Cup jersey. Yes, he is Saeed Anwar. So, okay, now it's our final session with you. That is the prediction hat. So, predictions, I'll not go much into that. You know, it's Pakistan versus New Zealand going on in Pakistan. So, who is winning it? The T20 series and the One Day
Mm,
series.
T20 Pakistan has won it, I guess. They just need to win one more game. One day I would say, is going to be a bit tough one, but I would still go with Pakistan at least 3-2.
Oh, 3-2. But I was expecting that answer 3-2. But by heart, I say like I might feel 0-1 maybe the way Pakistan can do it. Well, hopefully,
Um, I still do have a bit of, I still feel that this is one of the best team that we do have, but we do miss out in the middle order.
we do
So
mess up around sometimes. So,
So
what is the middle order? What can be the middle order for you in Pakistan coming on to this? Because we have a lot of options. Haris Sohail is there, Agha Salman is there. Who is going to be your three middle order batsmen?
all right. So I'm gonna do the playing 11. I'm not gonna do the middle order only. I'm gonna do the
Okay.
playing 11. For me, it goes up with Fakhr, Imam, Babar, confirmed,
Top
100%.
three.
No one can remove that until or unless they are injured. Uh,
Yes.
Number four, you go with Rizwan, one of the best at number four. Even if he's playing as a keeper or not, he's best at number four. Haris Sohail, you would go at number five. Number six, you would go with Agad. Seven, Shadab. Depending on the condition, Imad number eight, but he's not in the squad for New Zealand. But I would still go with the eight, him or Fahim Ashraf. Number nine, I would go with the Shine Shah Afridi. Number 10, again according to the squad, if it's if we do need another spinner, we I would put in Osama Mir as well. And then number
Did
11,
a good
we do
job
have
actually.
Haris Rauf.
Okay, so we have our playing 11. Are you also having this playing 11 in the mind for the World Cup as well, or maybe it's just for the coming series?
No, this is not for the series, this is for the my World Cup playing 11.
Guys,
um
we do have another thing for you exclusively coming out from
No, no,
Sportanic Sport.
I already posted this in Green Team group, like similar to that, but that was a reactionary playing 11, because there was a news circulating that Mohammad Amir is coming back. I'm like, if Mohammad Amir can come back without any performances, then Sarfraz Ahmed
Anyone
hasn't done it.
and anyone in
Sarfraz Ahmed
Pakistan
has
actually.
Sarfraz Ahmed hasn't done anything wrong to be dropped off them from the World Day to start
Yeah.
off with. So that is something.
Well, Ashir, it was really, really a kind of very enjoyed interview for me as well, and I hope you enjoyed it too as well. So thank you so much for giving your time to Sportanic, and we hope to see you again soon. Till then, um,
Oh, one more
keep it
thing
up.
I forgot to tell. I forgot that I remembered that right now that you were a Centurion yesterday, right?
Oh, thank you so much. That was in Green Deep. So kind of that is a different platform, and hence we are talking about a different platform. Well, thank you for that. Well,
No,
it's
I
kind of
still
a
wanted to ask you. I wanted to turn in my journalism cap and ask you that. How did that happen? Like you were so on point. I was I did not see something like that before. Especially from you haven't played much of the like VCB in
well,
past as
we
well.
can we
So
can continue this off screen. I can really tell you the whole scenario that actually happened.
all right,
So we will continue this off screen. Thank you so much, fans, for watching us, and thank you so
right.
much, Ash, for giving your time to Sportanic. And until next time, take care, good night, and have a nice sleep.